So, can everyone please turn on their camera? Great. We'll wait for next 5 minutes, others to join in. So yeah, we'll start now. For the next 10 minutes, let's revise whatever we have learned from the last 3 days. Works, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, first of all, I would like, Avinash, can you list down the 19 directories?
Yes, yes.
And yeah, and what type of files are stored inside it?
Okay. So I have the list. Files uh, details I will tell you later. Directories I can say like if they were bin, boot, dev, etc, home, lib64, local,
Right,
media, mnt, op, proc, root, run, sbin, services, temp, user, and where.
correct. So, if you just remember the names only, then also you can pretty much identify what type of files are stored inside it. So, for example, bin has all the binary files.
Yeah,
Root has all the files related to system super user, that is the root user.
yeah,
Then Dave has device files. MNT has mounting point files. Home has all the files related to local users. It can be multiple files. Then we have media for media devices files. Temp for temporary files. So just try to remember the relevance of that particular directory as well. This is the most important question in any Linux system admin interviews they ask it.
yeah.
Yeah. So now, uh, Tejas, can you please list down few commands related to file creation?
Uh, we have touch command,
Right.
uh, then to create a single file, then we have touch. We can give some options to it. Uh,
Right.
so we can create multiple files at the same time
Right.
uh, using curly brackets,
Mhm.
one, two dots in between, and the number of uh, and a number to
Uh,
create number of files.
Correct.
Yes, and we have mkdir to create a directory.
Mhm.
Then we use cat to list to view all the content inside the file without entering the file.
Okay.
And yes, that's all I think I know. The
Okay. Adnya, can you list down how many operations are there in reading a file and what
Yeah,
are those?
we have more, less, cat to read, more to navigate line by line or page by page, I think. Less to navigate using the keys,
Mhm.
and head and tail. And we can use options hyphen n to uh, display certain number of lines. Suppose we want to display 3 lines, so head hyphen n 3 and file name.
Correct. Correct. Exactly. And one you forgot that word sort.
So okay.
Yeah. So we have cat, less, more, head, tail, sort. Okay. Yeah. Now, Shweta, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you please turn on your camera and tell me what are the few commands we use to create different directories?
Yes. I don't have different directories notes. I only noted the copy files, the commands which we use to copy the files.
Yeah, those were to copy or rename files. I'm asking about how we can create, what is the command to create a directory or delete a directory?
To delete a directory, we have rmdir.
To delete a file, we use rmdir.
Delete,
rm-vf we use to delete directories.
yes. And
Okay.
rm hyphen rvf to delete.
Yeah, to delete directories which have files inside it.
Yes.
Yeah. And just to delete an empty directory, we can use rmdir simply.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe that was it yesterday, what we have seen. So today we are going to start with a new topic that is user and group management. So the essential aspects about Linux system administration starts from here only, user and group management. So as it is multi-users operating system, so we must be able to manage users and permissions effectively to ensure the security of the Linux, then control and to access the resources as well. So in Linux, user and group management is handled through a set of commands. Just like we saw from last 3 days, everything in Linux is done by commands. So by the end of this session, you will be able to create a user, create different types of users, then create groups, then give permissions to the groups, and we will look into the different files that come under this section. Okay, now who can share screen today? Who would like to share their screen? Avinash, can you share your screen today?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Please let me know once it's visible.
Can you log into your AWS console?
Yeah.
Okay, so before it starts, I'll explain you different types of users in Linux. So first is the super user, and in Linux we call it as a root. So root user is the super user over here, and it has unlimited privileges. You can modify system files, then install different softwares, manage other users as well, and it has control over file permissions and security as well. So super user is the root user, which has all the permissions in Linux. It can make any changes in the system and in the users as well, user files as well. The second type of users in Linux we have system users. Now, these users get created automatically for the system services. Now, what I mean by this is whenever you run any MySQL query or an Apache search engine, Apache Spark engine in Linux, all these services are handled as users. So whenever a service is initiated, a service user, a system user gets created and it carries out the whole process. So the first user was super user, the second user was system user, and the third one is the regular users. So these regular users are created by the root user, and we give them different permissions according to what type of privileges we want them to have. So as you can see to the screen, the first prompt was EC2-user at IP address. So this EC2 user is the local user. And by using sudo -i, Avinash changed the user from local user to root user. So we get access to the whole system. Because while learning user management and group management, we have to create different users, different groups, change their permissions, modify it. So we need complete set of permissions. So we change the user from local user to root user. Everybody got my point? How many users are there in Linux? There are
Yes.
two more types of users, but we will learn them later. For now, just keep in mind there are three types of users. Super user, that is the root. System user, which are basically the services, and local user. Now, to check, okay, we'll start by, okay, the first command is sudo -i, or there is an alternative to it as well, sudo u, sudo su. So what does it do? It changes the user to root user. Okay, sudo -i and sudo su. Now we will try to create a user. Avinash, pwd, that's hyphen slash root is your home directory of root user.
Yeah.
So now let's create a user by name Avinash. Okay. The command that would be user add useredd.
Space or direct.
No, direct, no space.
Okay.
User add and the username. Yeah. Just run the command.
And
Okay. Now,
new user we can create from root, right?
yeah, new user can only be created from root.
Okay.
Okay. We can give local users specific set of permissions so that they can also create new users. But it's not advised actually. Okay. So always remember local users are created by root user or the super user. Okay. Now we have created a user. Let's set a password to it so that whenever a user wants to log in, he has to enter its password. So the command for setting up the password would be passwd, passwd, and the username. Yeah. Run the command.
A password where should I give?
Yeah, run the command. It will ask you for a password. Okay, now give him the password. The cursor won't move. You just have to type in any password. Give any password. It doesn't have any prerequisites. And press enter. Yeah. So it has given the error the password is shorter than 8 characters. So this system requires minimum 8 characters of password. Otherwise, it won't accept it.
Actually, my keyboard is a little old, so I thought it
Yeah,
got stuck.
no worries, no worries. So we have created a user by the name Avinash. We have given him the password. Now let's check if this user is really created or not. So whenever we create a user, there are some files getting created in the backend of this Linux system. So first we will check if the home directory for this Avinash user has been created. So Avinash, can you list down the slash home directory?
Uh,
And ls slash home.
okay.
Yeah. Now check here, Avinash directory has been created. So this is the home directory for user Avinash. Uh, Now I would like to list down the contents of Avinash directory. ls-home-avinash.
How the file came here?
Sorry?
I'm inside Avinas.
No, you are in the root
No,
directory.
no, no.
Just clear
Okay,
out the
okay, okay,
screen.
okay. Yeah.
Just clear out the screen. I'll tell you the command. Okay, ls
Yes.
slash home slash Avinash. Yeah, use tab to autocomplete the command. So yeah, path. Now enter it. Okay. Now as you can see, it is showing that Avinash directory is completely empty, but it is not empty. There are 3 hidden files inside it. So whenever we add a user, these 3 hidden files get created inside the home directory. Now let's check those hidden files. Uh, Avinash, can you run the command ls-a? Yeah, okay. As you can check, there are actually one, two, three, four, five of the hidden files, but the most important are these three: dot bash logout, dot bash profile, and dot bash rc. These help this user to log in, log out, and use the system files. So keep in mind these 3 files, and these 3 files are copied from a particular location to this home directory, and that location is /etc/skel, skel. Write this down, everyone. The original location of these 3 files is /etc/skel, skel. These are the skeleton files. Always, whenever a user is added, these files get copied from this location to the home directory of the new user, which is getting added. Avinash, don't run this command. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Just I typed.
yeah, no worries. Everyone good to go?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, let's check other few files which are related to user creation. So, Avinash, run the command tail -1 /etc /passwd. Okay, now check this out. There is a file passwd located in etc directory. This is the last line of the file. So as Avinash is the latestly added user, he is at the bottom. So we are using tail command -1 to view it. Now, everyone has to remember all these entries presented over here. Hello? Yeah. So first is the username, and every section is separated by colon. First is the username. Second, here X, that is the encrypted password field. Now, yeah, the third 1001, that is the UID, that is the user ID. The fourth field 1001, that is the GID, group ID. We will understand the concept of groups in a while. Then we have this empty space between the two colons. It is used for comments. We can add anything in it. Followed by that, we have the home directory location of the particular user. And at the end, we have the shell that is allotted to it. So right now we are using bin bash shell. Everyone clear on the fields of /etc/passwd file?
Yes.
Any queries still here? Shweta, Adnya, everything clear? Okay. Now we will, this is the file which stores the user information, whichever the users are added. There is a long list above it, but we are just reading the last line. Now let's check a different file, that is shadow file. So Avinash, I would like you to open the last line of /etc/shadow.
Sorry, what you said?
Yeah, tail -1
Last line of
/etc/shadow.
shadow.
SHADOW. Shadow. Yeah. Okay, now check this out. The last line. It contains, now the shadow file contains all the password related information of the user in it. So this line represents every information related to Avinash's password. And we have to understand it because later on we can change password related policy and we can check if they are applied here only. Okay. So it has in all 8 fields, 8 to 9 fields. Everything separated by colon. First is the username. Now, second, this whole gibberish is the encrypted password. Whatever he has given the password, it is encrypted and stored here. Then after that, sorry, after that, there is a date of the last password update. Then we have minimum minimum change, how many we have made the changes. Everyone is writing it down, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then we have days after which password must be changed. Followed by days before password is expired that the user is warned. So it will give a warning before these many days before the expiry of the password. Here, as we have not set these permissions or not given these modifications, these fields are blank. But just make a note of these fields so we can make the changes later. Okay. Now the seventh field is days after password expiry when the account gets expired. So if the password expires on 15th of the month, then I guess I want to set after 1 week. So after 7 days, the user should be deleted, all the files should be deleted. So that is the field for it. Then eighth field is days since Jan 1st, 1970 that the account is disabled. So keep this date in mind, 1st of Jan 1970. It is very important. And as an administrator, this field basically is used to disable an account. And typically, it's preferred approach for removing any account with all associated priorities, actually. And the last field is for future use. Just write future use. So in all, shadow file has 9 fields for every entry, and passwd file has 7 entries for each field. Passwd is related to user information, and shadow is related to user password information. Okay, now, so we have seen the home directory of local user, passwd file, user related information, then shadow file for user password related information. Now let's check where the user mails will get delivered. So Avinash lists down the contents of /var/spool. Hello?
Yeah. Slash where slash
Spool, Spool. Then we have to list down the contents of mail. So ls/var/spool/mail. That was the command.
okay.
Yeah, just use the upward arrow. Yeah. Add mail at the end. So here are the files. Avinash file has been created. So he will receive his mails inside this file. Whenever users communicate between them, so they will communicate with mail, and every mail is stored in Avinash directory over here. Remember the file name along with their locations. These locations are permanent. We don't change these locations in any Linux system. Now, Avinash, I would like you to list down the contents of /var/log log.
LOG, right?
LOG, right? Now check here. Where is the username? It has not created the login files. Hmm, channel. Okay, last log. So last log file will contain all the login information related to users. We can modify these permissions as if you want different files for different users to track their login and logout information. Whenever they log into the system, whatever changes they make, and all these things are taken into context and noted down by the system. And at last, we have to check the group.
How to open any file? Like I used cat, but it didn't work.
Sorry,
This.
I'll tell those commands later.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll get diverted to a different topic then.
No, no, no. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay. So we have seen how to create user, how to create passwords for the particular user. We have seen files related to them. Mm, Now let's go to groups. Okay. Now understand this concept of groups in Linux. Whenever, for example, there are 10 users in one team. All those are working on a particular project, and I want to give a specific set of permissions to every one of them. So here I won't be giving permissions individually to every user. What I will do is I will create a group. I will add those set of permissions to the group, and later I'll assign all these 10 team members to that particular group. So everyone gets one set of permissions, but I don't have to do it repeatedly 10 times. Everybody is getting what I'm saying? So
Yes.
groups in Linux help us to organize users which have similar privileges, and the command for adding a group is group add and the group name. Avinash, can you run the command group add, and let's create a group by the name AI. It is connected, group add. Group add is connected. Yeah, right. AI. Enter. Now a group by the name AI has been created. Now let's add user to this group. Okay. Now to add a user to this group, there is a command user mod, USERMOD, user mod. It is connected,
Space.
no space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have to use different options. In this case, we are going to use option AG, A small G capital. And the username, that is Avinash, right? Uh, what happened? What you just said? Scroll up. group add hyphen AG, A small G capital. Hyphen A small G capital. Right.
With hyphen, right?
Yeah. Hyphen AG. Right. Correct. Now let's check if what happened. Okay. We have not specified group name actually. I made a mistake. Before the username, give the group name that is AI. Yeah. Space and the username. Yeah, right. Everybody, keep this command in mind. User mode hyphen AG. I'll explain the options later. Then the group name and followed by username. Now we are adding Avinash user to the AI group. Run the command, Avinash. Okay, as everyone can see, it is successfully run. Now let's check if this group is created or not. For that, we have a file by the name group located at /etc location. So Avinash, can you view the last row of /etc/group file? Okay. So AI group is created and Avinash is the user inside it right now. This file contains information related to different types of groups that are created inside the system. It has 4 fields. Take a note of these fields. I'm explaining it. First is the group name. Here X is representing the group password. 1002 is the group ID, GID, and fourth is the list of members inside this particular group. Everyone done till here? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any doubts still here between how we are adding users? What are the files related to user? How we are adding groups? What are the files related to group?
Yes.
Everything clear? Right. Okay. Now the next file we want to check is G shadow file. So Avinash, open the last line of etc G shadow file. Yeah. G shadow represents group shadow file. So as you can see, it will contain the group ID, then the encrypted password for this group and the list of members. So shadow file contains password information of users. G shadow contains password information of different groups. Now we will try to modify now group different types of groups. How we are going to modify it? Like we can change the group ID, we can change the group name, we can change the numbers. Okay, sorry, members. So first, let's try to change the group ID of the existing group, that is AI. So the command that we are going to use to change any group permissions or group IDs is group mod, GROUPMOD, everything connected. Then the option that we are going to use is -G for group ID. Then any group number that we want, 4 digit is fine. One, two, three, four, right. And at the end, the group name. Okay, so the command has successfully executed. Can anyone tell me now how we can check if the group ID has been changed or not? Which file I have to look into? Adnya, can you tell me?
/etc/group.
Correct. Now let's check the last line of /etc/group file. Okay, check. As you can see, the group ID was 1002 has been changed to 1234. Now, let's try to change the group name. So right now the group name is AI. Let's try to change this to enterprising AI. So the command is same, group mod. We will just change the option that is -n, small n for group name. Yeah, correct. So the command would be same. We are changing the behavior of this command using different options. For a group ID, we are using -G. To change the group name, we are using -n. And to set any parameters which would be unique, sorry, non-unique, then we use -O option. It is a rare case. We'll discuss it later. Now I want you all to note down the options for user add command because there is a long list for this command. Everyone ready?
Yes.
Yeah. So user add has around 7 to 8 options. First one is -U, used for user ID. Then -G for primary group. From this, we can understand a user can have multiple groups, but -g is used for primary group. Then we have -C for comment. -D for home directory of local user. Then -S for shell, login shell. -G for secondary group. Then -R for system user. -E for account expiry date. and hyphen O for non-unique.
Hyphen O for
Non-unique.
Yes.
Now we have created a user. Let's try to delete the user. Okay, so the command would be userdel and the username.
No, sorry.
Avinash, yeah, it will be
Yeah,
Avinash user.
yeah.
Okay, so now the user is deleted. Let's check if it is deleted or not. For that, we will check which file. Tejas, Tejas, which file do we need to check if the user is deleted or not? Where
Uh,
is the user related information stored?
one etc group.
Yeah, slash etc slash group. Avinash user is deleted.
Yeah.
Group is giving us the group information. We need to check passwd file to check user related information. So from here also we can understand that Avinash is deleted because it is not present in this group. But specifically we have to check slash etc slash passwd.
for user information.
For all local user or system user related information. So there is only the last user is EC2 user. Avinash user has been deleted. Now let's try and delete the AVI group. So what would be the command to delete groups? It is similar to userdel. Can anyone make a guess?
Group DL. No.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. Group DEL and the group name. The group has been deleted. The last group, that is EC2 user. Now, if you can check, every local user is getting created with a unique ID, user ID, starting from 1000. Okay, keep that in mind. Local user ID is going to get generated from 1000 till 66,000. Zero is the group ID for root user. 1 to 999, this is reserved for system users IDs.
One to 999.
System users. These IDs are reserved for specifically system users.
And 1000 to 66,000 for
Local users.
local user. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now, let's check the last 10 lines of passwd file. So we can understand what is the difference between a system user and a local user. Avinash, can you display the last 10 lines of slash etc slash passwd file? So check over every user ID which is in 3 digits or 2 digits or a single digit is a system user. You can identify easily. EC2 user has got the ID 1000, which is a 4 digit. So local users start from 1000 till 66,000. Maybe the limit has been increased in Linux, whichever version right now we are using, but I'm not sure. I'll check and tell you later. But around 65,000 local users can be added to one system. And 12999 is the reserved unique IDs for users, system users. Avinash, now clear out the screen. So everyone now knows how to add a user, how to add a group, how to delete a user, how to delete a group, which files get created regarding users, then regarding groups. Right. Now let's try and understand the different options for user app. So we can check how many modifications we can do while creating a user. Okay. So the first command would be using -u option. So now I want to create a user with customized user ID. I want him to have a user ID 990. So the command would be user add -u, then the unique ID that I want to give 9901 and the username. Right now we have only one user, that is EC2. Give that username. EC2-user.
You are changing the permissions.
Sorry?
You are changing the permission for EC2 user, right?
No, I am
Or
giving. Wait. Create a different user. I need to use user mod then. I want to create a user with a specific user ID that I want to give him. I don't want the
okay.
system to assign him a user ID. Yeah. So now this user will have a specific unique ID 9901. Now I want to add a comment to this user. So that would be user add -c, the command. Now the comment I want to give should be in quotes, double quotes. Add a comment like this is a comment. This is me, right? Yeah. No, we are adding a user right now. So the username should be different. We are
okay,
not
this
modifying. We are not
okay.
modifying the user.
Oh yeah, user add is
Okay.
there.
Yeah. So -c option is used to add comment. Now let's create a user with customized home directory. Okay. User add -d. Now I have to give the location. Yeah, customize home directory. Now if I create the user, the home directory will get created into /home directory. But I want him to have a home directory inside root. So what I will do is I will run the command user add -d slash the home directory address that I want. That would be /evi. That works as well. And hello, at the end, the username. Yeah, and at the end, the username.
New user AVI 2.
Yeah. Now just run ls/. We will check if the directory has been created at /location.
Yes.
No, just slash. Don't write. Just just ls slash. Slash is a directory, so we have to check if check new location directory has been created. Now this would be the home directory for the user AV2. AV2. Yeah. Now similarly, we have -s for changing the shell. If you want to give him a no login shell or a login shell, we use the same, and the pattern and the structure of these command would be similar. -G option is used for changing the group or customizing the primary group. Capital G for secondary group. You all can practice these later. I have explained you a few options. The structure of the command would be similar. Just you have to change the option and the parameter. Everything else remains the same. Okay. Now I want you to note down the options for user mod command. We have 10 different options for the command user mod, which we will use to modify user related information. Everyone ready? Yeah. So the first is -u option for user ID. -G for primary group. These are similar to user add only, but I want you to write it down once again because a couple of them are different. And you will remember that these options are used in user add and user mod both places. They carry the same meaning. So -G for primary group, then -C for comment, -D for home directory, -S for login shell, -G for secondary group. Now the next four options are different. Listen carefully. -L for login name. -L to lock user password.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah. Which one? Have you noted down -L?
-LL.
-L for username, login username.
Small L.
Small l, -small l. Then we have -L to lock user password. Done till here? We have two more to go. -U to unlock the user password. And at the last, -M to modify directories. Now, Avinash, let's check how many users have been created right now. So which file we have to look into?
Right. Sorry,
Just
can you
do
repeat?
tail, yeah. Just do tail
No, what
slash
you are?
PTCs. Yeah, I want to check how many users are there right now
Okay.
in the system. Yeah, like last 5 or 10 users. So just do tail. You don't have to specify the number of rows I want to do.
Tail/etc
Slash
password.
pass WD. Pass WD.
Ah,
Yeah. So there is AV2, AV1, AV. Okay. Now using the user mod command, we will try to modify different parameters in AV2. Okay. So first, let's try to modify its ID. So the command would be usermod -u. Now let's give him a user ID 7766 and the username. Now let's check if it is, yeah, the user ID for Avin has been changed. Similarly, you can use different options to modify each and every parameter over here. Sorry, field over here. So you can change the name, you can change the primary group, you can change the secondary group name or the shell as well. Just don't try to change the shell right now because there are different types of shell. We will discuss different types of shells and understand which shell is used for which user, and later you can use that option. Done with this. Okay, so pretty much we have completed this topic, that is Linux user and group management. I want you guys to practice 2 or 3 questions right now. I will share the problem statement and anyone can share their screen and solve these for others as well. So I want everyone to practice them simultaneously, but okay. Shweta, can you share your screen? We'll practice a couple of questions. Shweta, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah, can you share your screen?
yes.
You
One
have your AWS account, right?
yes.
Yeah. Just share your screen, log into the AWS console. Okay, just start the instance. Uh, yeah.
Why is it?
Sorry,
No, no, no.
you're not audible.
Am I
Wait for a
audible
minute,
right
it
now?
will. Wait for 1 minute, it will
Yeah, it is
connect will pop.
pending right now. Okay, now connect to your EC2 instance. Okay, now clear out the screen. Change the user to root user. Everyone else, try to practice it right now along with Shweta. Now I want to create a user by the name Shweta and add a password as well. So create a user by the name Shweta.
Hmm.
Okay, the command is user add,
Hmm.
yeah, and the
What's
username.
user add?
Uh, User and add with no space. Yeah,
User
and the
add?
username. And the username.
Beta.
Right. Now I want you to set a password for the user Shweta.
So password and Shweta, right?
Pass WD.
Yes, pass WD and Shweta.
Right.
Mm. The password is shorter than 8 characters.
Give a longer password with more than 8 characters. Enter a
Sorry,
new pass. Enter a new password with more than 8 characters.
I have entered the new password.
Yeah, but still there is an error. Contains the
The
username in
password
some form.
contains the username in some form.
Right. These are the password policies which we have to follow while giving user password.
Okay. So like right now I have to create a new password.
Yeah.
Mm, I will write it Tejas.
You had to retype. Okay, right now give a new password and retype it later. Then yeah, now just retype it. Okay, so user has been created, password has been set. Using the same command, we can add users with different customizations as well. So we have done that. Okay, so I guess we are done for today.
Okay.
Yeah, I want you all to practice user management and group management commands more and more. Tomorrow, we will take some practice session only on this topic, where we would be sharing our screen and solving questions different. Some hands-on practice, okay? And all these questions will be interrelated. So if you don't solve question number one, then you won't be able to solve question two or question three. So just try practicing as much as you can on user management and group management commands.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope to see everyone tomorrow. Don't miss out
Yes.
just because of practice. Yeah.
And make sure you stop the instance before logging out.
Yeah, Shweta, stop the instance. If you keep it running, then you will come to the free tier. You have only 750 hours of free usage.
Yes, I've stopped the instance.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.